want to recognize people before I do. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. I see mayors out here. I see councilmen out here. It's truly an issue, and I tell you, the committee that we put together is phenomenal. We've got a lot of great ideas. We need to find the best one of the great ideas we have. So thank you for being here, and I'm going to let Courtney run this from here on out. Go ahead, Courtney. Okay, thank you. This is the fastest meeting we announced it. We had our first meeting after a month or so ago. So we let people work together.
Sorry, there's a site visit next Tuesday with Sear Farms. Again, this is not, nothing's cast in stone, but what we're trying to look for, what are the assets we can bring forth to a permanent solution. We also have some, I don't want to steal your thunder, but we have some temporary solutions that we have put in place. I know the mayors have seen the resolution to pass to make the county help out with Monmouth, and we may do this for Pennsville as well. So with that, Marlene Smith, who's on our animal shelter committee and gets to deal with all the people outside of Salem. So I'll let you do the update.
Yes, please, Marlene. No, there's one up here.
Oh, is there? Okay, that way people on Facebook can hear us if they're still there.
Thank you. First of all, yes, to just add on to what was previously said, we've got a great committee. We've had several meetings. I don't know, am I in the right? Okay. We've had several meetings, toured facilities. We need another tour to take place, which will happen over the next week or so for Sear Farms. And then after that, we'll take a look. We have numbers, which after I sit down with that, we can speak to some of the numbers we've collected on animals coming into the shelter and sort of how that breaks out between cats and dogs. And so, you know, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot to this, but I think we've got everyone engaged that needs to be, from funding to, you know, facilities to health department requirements. And so hopefully in the next, I would say in the next month or so, we can you know, have more information to go towards a recommendation for the county. So.
And I'm going to add to that we will be having our animal shelter committee meeting in the next 2 weeks or thereabouts, after we've seen the last shelter and can come up with some sort of proposals. The public meeting, again, what we're doing here tonight and what we did last month, will probably be June 4th, because we have to have a meeting in May that will take the entire day or night. The June 4th meeting will be at 4 p.m. So just for people on the Facebook or people here, the next time we're in this venue will be June 4th. And I think at that point we'll have both recommendations, and we put it back to the municipalities to say, okay, here's how we want to go forward with this. And then we find a way to help that cause. So I just level set, June 4th will be our next time.
Okay. And
Thank you, Marlene.
with this, I'll turn it over to Rebecca to speak a little bit about requirements and numbers. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. So as we mentioned, we visited one facility on March 25th. That was Ron's old animal shelter in Pittsgrove. And myself and Shannon Gandy came along as representatives from the health department to give our input as far as the regulations for animal shelters. And overall, I think it's a pretty good facility. It's definitely has a lot of potential, comes with a lot of land, already has a lot of kennels there already. So approximately 21 dog kennels, and some of them are pretty large. They could be divided to create even more. There's also a quarantine room for 12 animals and several cat housing units. And there's multiple buildings on the property, so there's even more space to create more cat housing. And then just a couple of recommendations on the health department side that we had was just to improve some of the indoor dog enclosures, maybe by just raising the sides or installing a ceiling over the enclosures. Maybe improving the ventilation in the quarantine room. And then just some reminders about some indoor temperature requirements. And the biggest upgrade would be the septic system, because right now they have cesspools out there which would need to be upgraded. And we are visiting Sear Farms next week to take a look at that as well. And then we've also been working on finalizing our 2023 and 2024 shelter intake numbers. Except for Pittsgrove, we did get their final numbers. We got those from the shelter. I did get numbers from Ned from the rest of the municipalities. So that most likely makes up the majority of our intake numbers. And I've been working to try and get in contact with the Animal Adoption Center, who had those other townships, but they changed ownership recently. So it's been kind of hard to get a hold of them, but I'm still working on that to finalize those numbers. And then I did also look through a feasibility study from 2023 for Cumberland County. They were looking to create a countywide shelter for all their municipalities, because the question came up, are the facilities we're looking at, are they big enough to accommodate our needs? So this study kind of gave me an idea of how much space we would possibly need. So just for reference, Cumberland County's population, it's about 150,000 compared to our 65,000. Their total dog intake for 2021 was 649, and their total cat intake was 1,686. And what they were proposing for a shelter to serve all those municipalities for those numbers, they proposed housing for 28 dogs, proposed housing for 114 cats, and they proposed a 3 to 5 acre site. So that kind of gives us an idea of how many housing units we would need for dogs and cats. Obviously much less than that because our population is a lot smaller and our intake is probably less than half of theirs. So it's a good start. And like I said, we're going to keep on working on finalizing our intake numbers to get a concrete idea. And that's all I got.
Thank you.
I'm going to speak again for a minute and just say that one of the temporary measures we put in place is to find a way to take the animals that we need to have off the streets and pass them from the municipalities to the county and from the county to Monmouth. There's a cost to that, but we're offering the vehicle to do this, not the payment of that. But I want to call out Pennsville, who this weekend helped us by taking an animal that bit someone, and it's in quarantine still. I see Heather and Melissa in the back. And Mayor, thank you for your assistance with that. We'll find a way to make sure all those documents are in place so that the dog can move on. But I appreciate you stepping up on a Saturday and keeping the public safe. So thank you for. And logically, they with a shelter are on our animal shelter, committee. All of you are welcome. So for that. Are there any questions from the public, or are there any questions, or Mario, do we have questions on the internet or on the Facebook?
While she's looking, just want to let you know the three options that we are currently looking at, and hopefully we come up with more, but the three options are Ron's facility over in Pittsgrove, Sear Farm, which is in Pilesgrove, Carney's Point, and the Pennsville facility, which is currently operating, and looking at that also for even expansion. So there are three current options. Certainly not, we're open to more. If anybody has suggestions tonight, we'd be more than welcome to take those.
You have to do that again, Mario. I'm sorry.
We can't hear you. He wants to speak.
We can do it going forward. I think we've announced Marlene Smith, who spoke. Rebecca from our health department spoke, and so far that's what we've got. But we will, if anyone has comments, I would ask you to announce who you are. We have microphones there so people on the Facebook
Sir,
can
I
see.
think he was actually talking about the people that were Giordano Recycling. There were two gentlemen that signed in, but they didn't
Announce it.
themselves.
Okay. That would be noted, but we can take,
It
this is
will be in the minutes, but if you want to call our county clerk, Stacy Pennington, tomorrow, whoever it is would like to know the names, you'll have them.
Yes.
And they are written down. And it's my fault that I did ask them to publicly announce.
But back to the dog, any dog comments?
Yes, anyone for dog comments? Thank you all for coming. Yes, Mayor, come on up.
Well, we won't hear, no, they won't hear you. No, just,
Just a question, Mr.
Yeah,
Director.
fixing-
who are you?
announce
Do
your
we
name.
know you?
Dan New, Pennsville, 37 Fordham Road. Perfect. And the comment you made a moment ago about you targeted 3 facilities, 3 areas, and said where they were, and you're looking for more.
Yes.
Do you mean more than 3, or to get more to select 3?
We're looking for more than 3, whatever options we can have up there. And one of the options that, as I drove by your facility, even if there was a different location in Pennsville where we could move your facility, I wanted to ask you, if, I'll do it in public, maybe there's a spot in Pennsville we can put a facility. I don't know. You certainly have the staff, capable staff and a program already running. So that's another thought we need to look at.
That's an idea. I've not heard that.
That was just random.
Right. Sounds like it. Okay, but there is the potential to maybe have 4 facilities in more than 3 in the county?
No,
You're gonna stick with 3.
We only have 1 at maximum 2.
Right, we appreciate,
Okay,
Potential.
Okay.
Once we get the settled, we'll do a cost analysis and a manpower analysis and what works out best for the municipality. The municipalities are gonna have to, when it's all set up and operating, are gonna have to pay for this. So,
right.
right.
to operate 2 is gonna cost twice as much as operating 1. So,
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and I think
So the target is 2 at the end of all this?
yes.
Okay.
the best solution, and Mayor, I think your team in Pennsville have pointed out how hard it is to operate, the overhead of keeping staff and doing things. We're aware of that, but we still want to bring to the table the best possible solutions that municipalities then can make a decision on.
Understand. Okay. That was my question. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, Ben. That's a good name.
Ben Angeli, I'm the city administrator, city clerk for the city of Salem. I'm going to say something you probably rarely hear, but thank you. Okay, we appreciate you. I appreciate, believe me, I really appreciate it. People in Salem appreciate you taking a hold of this and running with it, and the other volunteers, the folks that are helping out with this group. You really are doing a great job, and we're thankful. Those of us that were getting all the phone calls about the dogs, the animals, they've kind of slowed down a little bit. We know you're not there yet, but just want to thank you again for your efforts with this, especially Commissioner Taylor. I know he's really, I think maybe somebody's pushing him more at home, maybe a little bit.
Yes, that's true.
But,
Thank you, Ben.
Great job, folks.
Thank you for your comment. And I'm going to dovetail off that a little bit to say that the Animal Shelter Committee, people who are on it, and a lot of them are in the room, some of them aren't tonight, they said they couldn't make it. That's what's making it possible. I appreciate all the effort. And Rebecca, I'm singling you out because Health Department, I lean on you an awful lot, but it's this is really a good group of people, and I appreciate the job you're doing. No way we could do this ourselves. So I just want to say thank you to all of you.
Anyone else from the public? Once again, June 4th, we hope to have some numbers
And solutions.
some further serious discussions about a direction. Once again, that meeting will be here at 4 p.m. is our meeting, so that meeting for the animal control will probably be about 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
right here. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate your time coming out on a Wednesday evening, and God bless you all. Have a good trip home. Thank you. Motion to adjourn? Second. Wait 1 second. Okay, our next meeting is May 7th. For those who want to come, that'll be at 6 o'clock here. Our next meeting after that will begin at 4 o'clock, and that'll be a quick one because we have the college graduation after that to attend. There will be another meeting, public hearing, as I said, probably in the Mandel, is it Mandel? In the theater at Salem Community College. Davidoff. Thank you, everyone. Can I get a motion to adjourn? So moved. Second. I got a motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please raise your right hand. We are adjourned.